Okay, I've got us going here. Let me go ahead and mute you guys out and we can get started. Um, let's see, I'm trying to see. Oh, Amy's got a new router. Oh, I bet you're high speed now. All right. Kinfolks in Carolina is what we're doing this time. I really like the idea of doing these doc tunes, and if you guys are okay with that, we'll do that until we kind of run out of doc things that are in the swing vein. Uh, and the reason I like this stuff is because what we're doing here is we're not playing swing like a highly educated a university student would do. We're playing it in our flat picking style. So it's like my swing book, 20 swing tunes every parking lot picker should know. It's not a modes thing. It's not like that. It's playing melody with a swing beat to it. It's really solid, strong stuff. And when you do doc stuff, you're playing everything that needs to be said. That's what I really like about doc stuff. So anyway, that being said, there are, he did a lot of swing stuff, but a lot was not recorded. So I'll search out. I've got a couple ideas for the next couple ones coming up. I don't want to say them now, but anyway, so we've got this Kinfolks, and what I did on this, as I did last time too, is I've got I didn't do this part with it. The first page is the intros and the first verse fill in licks and stuff like that. That's really cool, and what I wanted to do there was it reminded me of when I did the DVD with Doc, where he was the teacher, I was the student. I was asking him questions that you would probably want to ask him, and in doing that, one of the questions, I think we played something, and it sparked my having to ask this. I said, "How do you come up with those little fills you do between while you're singing?" And his only, "Well, son, you got to feel it," and that doesn't help me, So what I wanted to do here was write out these fills and show you where they go. So this is while he's playing the rhythm, and he's popping these fills in here. And Doc was great at doing that. Another one that was great at that, or still is Dan Crary. And of course, I'm leaving myself out of this, but was Dan Crary, because what Dan would do, Doc does these little maybe 6-beat fills. Little things like that. It's a little measure and a half thing, but Dan would do these long runs that would be like 4 or 5 measures long, and I asked him how you do that, and he said, well, you have to practice it with the words very slowly. I've got folks in Carolina. That's why I'm bragging. Or whatever it's going to do. See what I mean? But he would do it real slow and work out his long run. So that's another way that you got to do it. You always got to work it out anyway. So what we have here now is the intro, and let me play through it first. And you guys, I didn't mention it, but I sent it out in advance so that you could play through it a little bit, and then maybe we could play through it here, or you could see what troubles you may be having on this. I don't do that in my, if you're in my weekly class, you know that we don't do that. I just send it out in the at 1 o'clock. All right, now see, I just got a pop. Ed just came in. I just got a pop up that we've maxed out. So let's see. Is anyone on here twice? I don't think so. My editor Dan will tell me if there is. Okay. So leave it just like this. We've got everybody in here now, so no one sign on again from an iPhone or something like that, okay? Because it's going to boot. It'll boot. You probably won't be able to. All right. Train of thought. So where was I? I sent it out in advance. Hopefully you had a chance to go through this. If you can't play it with us now, it doesn't really matter. That's what you got time for. It doesn't matter. But in playing through it, you could have seen what the hard parts were, and then had questions for them. Let me play the first 4 measures. That's the intro that Doc did. Okay, and I haven't played this in a few days, so if I have to stumble and go back to and right now it's at 5 minutes and 20. You know, with these little time markers, if you want to write down where you can shoot to roughly on the YouTube video, that's why I do that. So now it's 5:30. 2, 3, 4. I love that. Da-da. All right. And you know, I ended up, I flashed on that. I do that a lot. And I didn't realize it was a Doc influence to me. But I like that octave jump thing. Okay, so now the things we want to look at in this intro. We're coming off this G chord. I always want you to be thinking about what chords are in the background. Okay, so I'll constantly say, okay, we're playing out of this. Okay, we don't play the scale notes out of that chord structure. We play melodically out of that, but the chord has to be underneath our fingers somewhere, and that's what we have to search for all the time. Okay, and the more you do that, then the closer you get to goal. And goal is to be able to play melody all the way up and down the neck. But you have to know where your chords are up and down the neck. And that's why in the next class we're going to be dealing with that as well. All right, so I'm coming off this G. And really what's happening here, it's this G with the A note on it, right? So it's a G6. And then it's going to here's my, well, let me see. I won't spend a lot of time here, but if I look at these 2 notes here, it says C7 above it, right? But these 2 notes, that's not a C7. The 7 tone is right here. But what chord, and I'll give you a couple seconds on this and use the chat box. What chord in the background could that be right there? And it says C7, so that's our first clue. It's something to do with C. Not G minor. Anyone got an idea? When you see those 2 together, because that comes off of here. Here's your C. Whenever you have that kind of sound, that's right, Bob. It's a C9. C9 is right here, using those 3rd frets on both the 2nd and 3rd string. That's what's coming up right there. Okay, so if you think about that, then you know that that is a sub double stop against a C7 chord. Okay, that's what you have to try to remember. And you really, it's not a matter of remembering it, it's a matter of playing it when the situation comes up. So in another situation in this song that a C7 chord occurs, see if you can slip that double stop in there at some point, maybe replacing something else that's in the measure, or if there's a big gap, like what I'm looking at is on the first page here, this intros page, the 3rd line, last measure. You may be able to stick it in there, see what I mean? But you try it, and if you like the way it sounds, then you'll keep doing it. All right, so anyway, we're coming off of this, the G6. Well, that's not a, I guess it would be. No, the E is going to make it a 6. It's a 9. Duh. It is way too early for me. All right, and then into the C9. Okay, now the timing of it is going to go down, up, up, down. Okay, because you have the tied note there. So try that with me. Hold down the 4, 3, and the 5. I'm using my little finger on the 5. I could, for some of you people with long fingers, you can use your 3rd finger. Probably wouldn't matter. But if I do that, here's my comfortable position there. If I use my 3rd finger, you see that pull on my 2nd finger, and that's going to possibly mute something out. So I just daintily use my little finger. All right, so you're down, down, up, down. Okay, again, 3, 4. Now keep your hands swinging. 3, 4. The next one, you just flatten out your first finger. Okay? All right, and then the last line, you'll be able to find that. Now, I usually do Kinfolks in G. And I think it's because F scared me when I first learned this. But here we are in the key of F, which is not a difficult key to play in. So that's why I chose to keep it right here and do this song. Because F is not a hard key to play in. It has lots of open strings to get that open string ring, and you can hear it right there. Okay? All right, now, questions on anything so far? Now, the way I've done this first lead sheet, that's the one that says arranged by Doc. That's what we're doing first. Chuck, let me open up your mic. Let me find you here. Yes, sir, you're on the air.
Yeah, real quick, Steve. On the intro and first lecture, you have it tagged as the key of C. Is that correct?
Oh, no, that's the default for the sheet.
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
no, it is the key of F. Sorry, thanks for bringing that up.
Thank you.
And then we have the B flat in the key signature. No, yeah, duh. Let me see. Yeah, because look at the next sheet. I changed it on that. I just didn't notice it. Yeah, good catch there, Chuck. All right. Now what I've done here is you see where the if you look at the one arranged by Doc, and you'll look at the fourth measure there, you'll see I've put an asterisk there. That's where these fill-in licks are going to go. Okay, and then I made, like, if you look at the licks page, second line, I guess that's measure 5 and 6. Then I've got a double line. That's where it ends right there. Okay, now I've got it ending with a 3-beat, a dotted half, right? And you can go back to your rhythm at that point. That first lick is this. That's Doc. What's great about that lick is you move it anywhere. Okay, it's just a great fill swing lick. It's ending on a 6 tone. Right? All right, so that goes in when you're playing the rhythm. I've got kinfolks in Carolina. That's why I'm bragging, you see. There was your C run that just went in. See how I've done that? So we're doing the chords with the fill licks that Doc did, and then we're doing and then we have his lead here. And then the next lead is one that I came up with. It's you can take it or leave it. It's okay. All right. So now let me go ahead and hit some of these licks here on the first page on the fill in intro and fill. I don't think there's if there's any questions that come up, throw a hand up. Okay, and then we'll go on back. And then as we do these, you may want to just try it with me. So I'm going to do that F one. Hold your F chord. And it comes in, the boom chuck that's starting is just your regular rhythm. So if you're doing this kind of rhythm, I got kinfolks in Carolina. Here it is, 1, 2. So I can do boom chuck, or I can do chuck chuck. Never up chuck though. And I can do a boom chuck, because that's the time of it. Okay, and the only thing that's going to move is that little finger's going down. Any questions on that one? Throw a hand up. But you just got to watch your down ups. Okay, the next one is just your C run, ending on an upbeat. Okay, and it wouldn't hurt to practice it like I just did it with a boom chuck after it. Okay. Okay. All right. Again, if any questions come up along the line. So that's going to be where the C7 is on the second line of the other page. Have them both out in front of you here. Okay, the next one's a D minor lick. it was more like a ghosty kind of thing. It's like that. So it's a down, up, fake, fake, and then just it has a 1 and a 3, but you can hit the 2 in there too. You don't have to keep it to, but you're holding a D minor. Okay. G7. One more time. The C7 run. Now you got to keep in mind that you're playing your rhythm this way. 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's back into the song, right? Any questions so far? Now really watch out for the end. Well, let's see that the measure 5/6. It's the tied note in 6, right? It's the upswing that you're going to be leaving hanging, and I think that's what's going to be a big swing factor here. The end of that second line also. Yeah, Dave, let me go ahead and open your mic up here. Hold on a second here. All right, you're on the air. Dave, go for it. Mr. Sanger, did you have a question? I saw your hand pop up. I guess not. Okay, I'll mute you back out. If there's a question coming up there, though, Dave, go ahead and throw the hand back up. Okay, so really pay attention to those. What I did there was leave it ringing for that first beat of the next measure, like is written, and then start up my rhythm. So I'm starting my strums on 2 and 3, and it is a boom chuck song. You don't have to swing rhythm it. The C7 one, the D minor one's going to be kind of tricky. You really want this kind of sound, something like that. Even though it's written, yeah, these licks are on the intro page. Okay. Yeah, these are all on the intro page. I wasn't going to leave you hanging there. All right, measure 9 again. It's written this way. But to me, it sounds like this. Okay, so any way you want to do it, that's what Doc did, though. He just did a little strum pattern off the D minor. Okay? All right. Let's see. And then the C7 run. You're in your chord. It's a 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And that's almost full speed anyway, but it would sound like this. 2, okay? Then this F run was kind of like a meandering thing. I'm going to put these into context. Okay? And you can decide how you want to finish that out with what kind of F chord. That. Or that. Doesn't really matter. Okay? As long as you don't cut this note off. Okay? And then the last one's another D minor thing that he did. I guess it's the same as the first one. Oh, no, it's a B flat one. Same timing, though. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to see if I can put these in together if I'm just playing the rhythm, okay? And it looks like I only need... Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I do need it, the second page. All right, I'm going to just be looking back and forth, okay? All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, 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 do. First one. Do, 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 do. This is C. And then that's the end of them. It goes. Okay. So that's where they all fit in. All right. Now, I'm playing two different kinds of rhythm. So I do want to talk about the swing rhythm, which your F chord is going to be this one. Okay, so I'm not holding the first string. It's called an inside chord. Okay, so I'm just on F, but without the first string, and that way, and my sixth string is going to be muted, if not by my thumb touching it, by my ring finger pushing up against the sixth string. Okay, I have a wide fingerboard, so you know, I got to do something to cut that off there. But it would be a vamp strum, 1, 2, 3, and just release the pressure of the 2 and the 4 beat if you've never done that before. Okay, so now if I go through the chords that way, and let me leave out the little runs, okay, because to me just looking back and forth is too confusing right now. But the C7 is going to be this one. It's a C7 with a G in the bass, muting out the 5th string. Okay, A minor is going to be regular A minor, and I may go to a boom chuck rhythm there. I don't necessarily want to go to a bar. D minor is going to be right here. G7 is either going to be this one, which is your D7 shape, starting on the 6th, 5th, and 4th string, 3rd fret, 3rd and 2nd, with my little finger on the 1st string. Or it's going to be the upside down backwards B7 shape. And that's holding, it's a G, a F, a D, and then a B, killing the strings I'm not holding. Okay, that would be your vamp chord as well. But you can vamp this one. You can vamp these chords, even though you got open strings. We talked about it last time in the swing class, where you're going to strum on your 2 and your 4 and let your thumb kill your strings. Question? Okay, so there's that. Let's see what else comes up here. F, the B flat is going to be the bar. Okay, or you can go to 6th fret here. And I think I remember when I was playing through this off of the record, that Doc would hit this one because I could hear that, because he's going to the B flat minor next. And if you take this chord shape and move it to the first 4 strings, there's your minor shape. And if I move it to the first 4 strings at the nut, there's B flat minor. Okay, so I think I remember him doing this. Let's see. Okay, so you can use the same shape. You don't need to have the bar down. All right, the D7 is going to be the C7 moved up 2 frets with an A in the bass. Kill your 5th string. G7 upside down backwards B7. C7 with a G in the bass. Inside F. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got carried away. So. Okay, so there's a good solid rhythm track for you. When I hear it, I don't hear it going into the B flat minor like that. I hear it going around a circle into the diminished F to D. You know that circle. So I and you may want to just see who you're playing with, but Doc did it this way, and he's Doc and we're not. So this is the way we have it. All right, questions, comments on anything so far? The circle I was talking about was the B flat. It's your Beaumont rag circle. B flat to a F diminished, third fret into an F, D7, and then it's like this. So it would have been okay. Let me go ahead and play his lead unless someone's got a question here. Marty, let me know. Open up your mic. Are you unmuted on your side? You're on the air.
Yeah. Okay. Could you tell me where we are on the tape? Where you went through that last section?
Yeah, we're at 27:25 right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, I should have done that. Okay, so here we are at 27:30. Let me go ahead and play the solo here. It's a great solo. It does have timing issues. Measure 9 in the Doc version. Measure 9. Are you talking about the D minor on the first page? No, this is a D. This is not. Yeah. Oh, let me clear this up. It's not the intro. No, it is an A minor there. Yeah, in the Doc version, after the C7. Yeah, after the C7 it goes to A minor. Okay? It's odd. It's really odd right there. I recorded this on something, I don't remember what it was, with Bobby Hicks on fiddle, and the chords were more, I have to say, normal. But the A minor, you know, I think I did a different combination of minors. Of course, I did it in a different key, but it was. I think I did a different combination of minors because it just didn't sound to me. But this is what he's got. All right, let me go ahead and run this. Doesn't matter what finger you start with, but in this swing beat, you gotta down, up, hold it. Okay. When we come down to the 1, the F, it's a dotted 1 and 2 and let's see, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, right? That's how that counts out. 1 and 2 for the first one. The next note is hit on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Okay? Okay. Let me hit that again. 3, 4, 1, 2. Hammer on with an upswing, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Downstroke. Now, are you talking about the first actual measure there, John? This. Yeah, it's because of the power of it. Yeah, normally it would be hit with an upstroke. Good catch on that. But yeah, I would hit it on a down just because of the tension that comes from it. It's like when you do this kind of stuff. Those are eighth notes, but if I hit them down up, it sounds kind of sissy. It doesn't have the same power as that does. So in this case, it's a down. Now the rest of the rules follow place except where that particular lick comes up, which is also going to be on the beginning of the second page. All right, good catch here. All right. Now, when you hit the second measure, the one before the hammer-on, it's probably best to just flatten that finger out. But then you get off your back right away. Okay, you don't want to be standing there flat-footed. I'm off right now. 1, 2, 3. Next measure, no problem. Okay, ends it on an upswing and leaves it hanging. That's where you're going to get your swing sound. Instead of, right? All right, this is a great C run. I just thought that was real cool. Beginning of that line. On an upswing, right? 2, 3. Okay, measure 9. 2 different fingers here. You can use, now Doc would use one finger. He would do it that way. An A minor would be like that. His E would be like that, with one finger across 2 strings. And I asked him, why you do that? And he said, well, then I got 2 fingers to do other stuff. You know, I can't do that. My fingers aren't that wide. And he used a wide fingerboard as well. So I'm using 2 fingers. It doesn't matter which 2. You can use your middle 2. But it's a down, down, up, hold it, down, up again. And then an up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Okay. Here, this is a nice D minor measure. That just reeks of Doc, right? All right. So the pull off is a 16th note set, up on the 3, down on the open. Okay. Any questions? Then he's sliding in. Now, I really couldn't tell. I think the slide started back there at the end of the D minor measure, right? But you can do it on the 1 beat. Let me do the D minors. Okay, if I started straight on the G7 measure 13, again. Oh no, I got to get that finger back there. C7, I don't think there'll be any question there, so let me put the 2 together. Okay. Oh no, there is a slur missing. I thought it was, look above the C7 measure. The second to last C has a slur on it. There should be one on the bottom as well. Let's see if I can find it there. So see, I just wrote that in on that C7 measure. Okay. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Okay. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay. That's so similar to the beginning, I can keep going. This is a neat. Isn't that a great line? All right, so let me take it the end of the first line, page 2. Okay, you see how that times out? Any questions there? You probably don't have to use your little finger, but I do. Probably doesn't matter, but that's the way I do it there. B flat. Let's see. Up. Now, any questions there on the timing? Now, let me do this because some of you may have question here. I'm having trouble on the down ups. If you keep your hands swinging through the timing, you know that a quarter note is going to get a down and an up. So on the B flat measure, down, up, fake it, then I'm going to hit the 2. Down, up, fake, down, fake the up, right? And then it's a down, up, fake the down, up, and then it's a 2-beat note. So I got this, and then I'm going to hit the 1. Okay, but it's keeping this going as a metronome. Okay, and you have to. It's like the leap of faith. It's like when Harrison Ford went across that bridge that he could not see that footway bridge until he threw the pebbles there. It's a leap of faith. You have to keep this hand going and hope. And if you do that and you spot your notes, you're going to hit them in the right timing period of the measure. If you know that it's supposed to be a down or an up. Okay, the end of the first B flat measure, that 2 has to be an up. So if I'm going down, up, and then the next one's supposed to be a down, but you're not going to hit it, right? And then the next one's an up, and then you have a 2-beat note. So you're going to go down, up, and then you hit the next one. So it's keeping this going with a leap of faith. Okay? All right. Let me hit the B flat measures. I missed it. It sounded out of time because I stopped there. It's 1. Okay. I'll play through that all the way through so you get it. And then the down, up. It'll sound like that. It sounds like the intro lick, but it's a not hit something up. Okay. Okay. Let me hit the second page. At 39. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this last lick that's in here, you can hear him ever so slightly do that. It really ends at the 1 on the C on the second string. 2, and if you make it to there, you should be really happy. But then he went ahead and stuck this little like that. And the last note here is in parentheses because that's the first note of the first measure. Okay? Measure 26. Oh, we did, didn't we? Thanks. And you know, Bob had a question one time. He said your tab says this and your notes say this, and I told him always trust the tab. But you're right. I you know, those have to be clicked in manually. And the way Finale works is if I clicked it in on the notes and then transposed it into the tablature, which is the way it works, you do the notes first, then you make the tablature. So I have to write it in notes first, and then I make it into tablature. And if I had a slur over that in the notes and then turn it into tablature, the tab number disappears. So that second 3 at the first note of the line would not have been there. The second 3 would not have been there. It would have just showed as a rest. And I don't like that, you know. So anyway, so that makes me have to click them in by hand. So all of these little marks are clicked in separately. Okay, if that makes sense. So yeah, go ahead and write those in if you would. At the end of measure 25, you need a slur in, and at the end of measure 26, you need those 2 F's slurred together. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I think we're doing good. Any? Thanks, John. Any other questions there? Questions, comments? 28. What did I do in 28? Oh yeah, same in 28. Yeah. Yeah. At least I got my arrows right. Okay, let me try to play through this. Like I said, I haven't studied it like you guys are going to do it, but we'll give it a shot. Now, also this last measure. Let me hit that again. I got the C. When you hit that 1, you're going to count that out as your first measure. So if I was going back into the vocals, right? So I could do it either way. I could not play the 1, go right into my F, kin folks, or it's really, and really, see, he was able to do this, I think, because it was an overdub. So he didn't have to worry about playing the solo and this riff while he was going, I've got kin folks. That's how that fits together. Okay, questions, comments? Let me try to get through it. I can play my break a little easier than I can play his. I'm at 43-12, 15, let's say. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Does it? Yeah, that was right. Okay. That's fun stuff. That's fun stuff. Okay. Any questions that you see here? We broke that puppy down pretty hard there. All right. Let's go on to this break that I did. I think it'll flow a little better because there's not as much of that of the timing issues. Okay. Let me play it through first, and then we'll see what parts we have to talk about. Here we go. I'm at 44:55. 1, 2, 3. Does it? Okay. All right. I don't see anything in the first two measures. This, when I hit the second one, I'm going to flatten my first finger down. The second half of that measure. Now I'm ready for the hammer on. Now again, I might use my little finger if I think it's going to pull my hand forward. That's what you want. Okay. A nice closed position. G shape, F shape run. Lester. Okay, Lester flat run in F. Find my family tree. Again, here, if you're new to what we're talking about here, watch your down ups on that, the hammer on and pull off. So it's a down, up, down, up, down, down. Okay, I like this. It's a triplet pull off. Down to the open. Hit the open. Okay, so it'll time out C7. I'm using first position stuff. I don't know that you have to, but as far as what fingers you're going to use, so I'm using my little finger on the 4. Okay, here's a little, that's a nice little lick. Does anyone have any questions on these down ups when I keep saying that? Okay, so you just kind of pay attention to the way the tab lays out. If you know, the last eighth note of a set of 2 or 4 is supposed to be an upswing, so you just got to pay attention to that. Okay, back. Oh, I've got it this. I played it wrong. It's an F6. Okay. It's a D minor, but it's an F6. Okay? All right. First finger, first. Now we're jumped into this F here. So we're playing in this F shape. Okay? So I'm using the first finger on the F, first on the 5, the A. Yeah. And I've marked all your fingers there, unless I've made a mistake here. It looks right. I wanted to get you back down in here so we could do a B flat run so you can see they're not that hard. There's tagging it on your low B flat. Okay? I didn't want to stay up here. Okay? Because I want you to get used to playing an F at the nut because it's not hard. It shouldn't scare you. Okay? Second page. Now, when I'm hitting these quarter notes, you'll also notice that I'm making them staccato to make them pop out. Normally, I'd leave them ringing, but I want to go like that, you know, that kind of thing. There's that line there. All right, so the second page. All right. I don't think there's anything in that riff there, measure 21 and 22, to really go over. You just got to, you know, it's getting it down. I'm leaving the second finger down, I guess. For just that one measure, 21. Now it's going to come off. Little finger's got to jump on that and get it clear. Okay, here's your B flat. And so it's a B flat minor, sorry. Here's what we're playing. Here's the melody note with your little finger on the first string. Okay? I don't see anything there. This is a nice classy line. Okay, then we're doing this Doc thing where he started, but I'm just hitting single notes. It gets the whole point across of what you need, and then you're coming down. Okay, and that I didn't do it. I didn't do another run to take you up. I don't think there's anything different on the chords here, so therefore, I think that's got everything. Does anyone see anything that I might have missed? Well, not if you're going back. Not if you're going back into. Dan's asking, would you end it with an F? If you're going back in, I see. Now he may have. Let's see here. No, he ended with a C7 too. It's that turnaround chord to get you back up there, right? Right, so it's that turnaround C7 to get you back to the top, and that's what's actually happening there. Right now, let's see. If I was going to end it, let's see. Yeah. Oh, you do the classic. Let's see, if I was playing the lead out. Let me check that in a second there. On 17. Oh, it's not a... let me finish this out then. I'll get right back there, Stace. Okay, so yeah, the ending would be a rest. It's an eighth note rest. And it's not... He didn't do... I don't think he ends the song this way. Oh, he might. He ends, I think, Sweet Georgia Brown this way. So you're going to hit the, it's a rest on a C, it's a rest on a one beat. One, and hit a C, open, and then every note. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. And he typically would end with an F major 7. All right, so if I was playing the lead out, rest. F major 7 is F without the first string held. Okay? But that has to start on an up. Up, down, up. 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, going to Stacy's, it'll look like a D minor, but it's really an F chord. D minor wouldn't start the passage of the verse. Okay? So it'll look like a D minor, that's all you really need to hold, or an F, adding your little finger on that D note, which would then make it an F6. Okay, that's what happens there, Stace. But to play it, you can just play the D minor. Let me open up your mic there, Stacy. Yes, sir, you're on the air. You're muted on your side though.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious about why it would. I mean, if you were playing the rhythm of that, and
you would play an F.
You're not actually playing an F, are you? Are you?
Yeah.
Playing the,
yeah. If you were playing the rhythm, you'd play an F.
Okay, gotcha. That's just it didn't make sense, but I got it now. Thanks.
Okay, and let me go ahead and hit that. Let me hit the last line of the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doo-doo. I got kinfolk. See, that's how that goes in. It is an F, but you would, if you were swinging it, you would go G7, C7. You could hit an F6 here, which would be that. So it's an F. It's a F with that D note added. So you could do that, or even just right here. Do-do-do. I don't know the words right there. I got a little lump of sugar up in. So you could get away with that. F7 right before the B flat. I can hit an F6 right here. In fact, all of the Fs, if you sound it out and you like the way it sounds, could be an F6. Right from the top. To me, it's a little too much, though. You know, just constantly do it. Okay, we're just about out of time here, folks. Any questions or comments? It's a great tune. I hope you have fun with it. I sent you the link to hear Doc doing it, and that's a whole album there. You know, I mean, that's why I don't do CDs anymore. Someone's just going to post it, but you know, and then I may as well just do one. You know, but anyway, there it is. Listen to that whole album. It's great. 2 Days in November. And if you have the liner notes, I don't think it writes it there. It really was. It was 2 days. They recorded it in November. And I don't know what year it was, but long time. Okay. So we'll hold it here. If any of you have any questions, just holler at me. I think we'll do this again like in a month. Thanks, Ginger. Like in the second week of July. Okay, so let's look for that, and I'll go ahead and post it soon so you guys can get registered. You know, I don't know if it hurts to post it too early and people get locked out or not. But anyway, it's going to click off here.